These odds are also from FanDuel Sportsbook.
What is going on, guys? Danny Sports here. Week 12, Thanksgiving week. We are here. Also to mention, before we get into this prediction video, there are no teams on the bye this week. We got 3 Thanksgiving games, a Black Friday game for the first time ever, and we got a bunch of games on Sunday like always, and a Monday night primetime game and Sunday night. What a week of NFL football we got here. Let's get into it. How this works, the lime green W means just a straight up win. The S means they covered the spread. So with the first Thanksgiving game, as always, we have got the Detroit Lions at home facing the Green Bay Packers. 7.5-point favorites. Detroit coming off that comeback win against Chicago. Green Bay coming off that close win against the Chargers. Last time these two teams met is Week 4 Thursday night. The Lions dominated the Packers in Lambeau. I am taking the Detroit Lions here to win this game. They have been questionable with their pass defense the last couple of games, Detroit. However, they know Jordan Love better than pretty much every team in the National Football League because they play in the same division, and they have faced Jordan Love before. I like the Lions here to dominate.
Tactical nuke incoming!
And we got the dominating game of the week, the Washington Commies coming off a game where they sacked Tommy DeVito 9 times, but they still lost by double digits at home, taking on the Dallas Cowboys, who have been manslaughtering, quote-unquote, bad teams all season long. 10.5-point favorites at home at the 3 o'clock Thanksgiving game every year. This is the best Dallas team I've seen in a while. Last couple years they've been good. This year they're really good. I think they legitimately do have a chance to take out Philadelphia, San Francisco, Detroit in the NFC playoffs. And this could be the year where they end the 30-year streak of not making the NFC Championship game. I think they obliterate Washington and win this game. And the last Thanksgiving game, you got an NFC matchup, all NFC teams on Turkey Day this year. The San Francisco 49ers taking on the Seattle Seahawks, a really good game. San Francisco is back. That's all I got to say. They're back. Touchdown favorites. They are back. Seattle was kind of a mess with Geno Smith. Their defense is good, but their offense, I don't know. San Francisco, I feel like they're going to impose their will. They just match up really, really well against Seattle. Give me the Niners here. And we got our first ever Black Friday game. The Miami Dolphins taking on the New York Jets. Yeah, Miami starting to figure things out. Their defense is the best it's been all season long, and the Jets, historically bad offense. Thought the Steelers' offense was bad with Canada. We'll get to them in a second. Canada was just let go the day making of this video. The Jets are 10 times worse than them. That's how bad they are on offense. They've only scored 2 touchdowns on 55 drives. 9 touchdowns all year long. More games played than touchdowns scored this season. Of course, it's on prime time, and I feel like Miami is going to win this game 28-6, something like that. Give me Miami. Can't believe these two teams met in the Super Bowl the last 15 years. Twice. Super Bowl 42, Super Bowl 46. And now they're at the bottom of the barrel. New England Patriots, New York Giants in the worst game of the week. Patriots favored by 3.5 coming off a bye. The Giants just won. They beat Washington. However, 2 of their 3 wins came against Washington. And their other win, I can't even remember, how the Cardinals beat the Cardinals in Arizona. This is tempting. This is a huge game when it comes to draft positioning and who's going to get a quarterback. Both these teams really, really need quarterbacks. Giants are at home in MetLife. New England had extra time to prepare for Tommy DeVito. The New England's ass. Both these teams are ass. That's why it's the worst game of the week. I'm going to take New England. Belichick against a rookie quarterback seems like a safe bet here. And what could have been so much better, gigantic news for both teams. Matt Canada getting fired for the Steelers. today, the day of this video, is being made November 21st, and obviously Joe Burrow torn ligament in his throwing hand. His season is over, so it feels like Cincinnati might not win a game the rest of the way. Pittsburgh, I'm taking in this game because Joe Burrow feels like he's the heart and soul, similar to Patrick Mahomes being out for the year for the Chiefs. Just everything just falls apart, I feel like, for Cincinnati here. If the Patriots and the Giants weren't playing each other, this game would be the crap game of the week, the toilet bowl game of the week. Two bad teams going at it. Carolina Panthers at the Tennessee Titans. I have to go Tennessee just because the Panthers are just horrible, absolutely horrible. I'm going to take the Titans here. Derrick Henry has been down this year, but I feel like this game he's going to have 100 yards on the ground, and the Titans will win like something like 17-10. Almost the game of the week, but there's another game later on we'll get to. But this is for the division, I feel like, and I feel like most people feel this way. Jacksonville Jaguars at the Houston Texans. Two teams met week 3. Houston clobbered them. Houston clobbered Jacksonville, beat them 37-17. I'm going to take Houston. Jacksonville is favored by 1.5, but I'm taking the Texans here. They just match up well, and the Jaguars' offense, even though they went off last week, they're just inconsistent, man. And I know Houston's offense is going to put up at least 27 points. Not that much. I know at least 24. And Houston's defense is pretty underrated. DeMeco Ryans, if it wasn't for Dan Campbell, would be coach of the year, in my opinion. Houston is awesome. Jacksonville, I see them. They're not playing well. Like, they're playing okay. Last year, they were playing 10 times better than what they were this year, than what they are currently, Jacksonville. That's my take on the Jaguars. Houston, they're only going up. I love what they're doing. Give me Houston here. Oh, God, it's horrible. New Orleans Saints at the Atlanta Falcons. Yikes. Somebody has to win this garbage division. And because it's at home, I'm taking Atlanta. Both these teams are not worthy of hosting a playoff game. They'll have the honor of getting just smoked by Dallas in the wild card. One of these two teams are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We'll get to them later. But both of these teams, New Orleans good defense, Atlanta mid defense, Atlanta bad offense, New Orleans bad offense. 17-14 Atlanta, something like that. It's a horrible game. Later is right now, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Indianapolis Colts. These teams are similar records, but these teams are 10 times better than the Falcons and the Saints. They are, even though the Saints beat the Colts head-to-head. I just don't agree with that. I'm going to take the Buccaneers, though. But I'm saying that. I'm taking Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay is better than Indy, but Indy's definitely better than Atlanta and New Orleans. I think, just Tampa Bay, their run defense, Vita Vea. Tampa's pass offense against a team that's not great against the pass in Indianapolis. Rachaad White having a really good season as a receiver out of the backfield. Obviously, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Baker's having a really good season. I like Tampa Bay here, and I like them to win the NFC South too. Now we head to the late window. We got the LA Rams taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals are favored, but all-time, Sean McVay has owned the Arizona Cardinals since he's gotten to Los Angeles. He's had a ton of success against Arizona. I like them here in this game. Low-key, a pretty good game. The Cleveland Browns against the Denver Broncos. Broncos red hot right now. Longest active winning streak in the NFL. Who would have thought that in September? 4-game winning streak for Denver, including beating Kansas City and Buffalo, and then sprinkled in there Minnesota and Green Bay to start this thing. And then Cleveland 7-3, led by the best defense in football. Barely beaten Pittsburgh last week. I'm taking Denver here. Denver, the only thing that could change this is their run defense is middle of the pack, but their pass defense is fucking awesome. Denver's really good at stopping the pass. Cleveland, DTR, could throw a pick likely this game, and that Denver offense is playing better too. If Denver scores 16 points, which I think they will, I like them to win this game. AFC West matchup, Kansas City Chiefs and the Las Vegas Raiders. Chiefs favored by 9.5 after that mega collapse against Philadelphia on Monday Night Football. Really dominated the game, but the receivers missed layups and they lost the game. And Vegas coming off a close battle against Miami. I like this game to be close. I love what Antonio Pierce is doing in Vegas. They just don't have the talent. It's kind of the opposite of the Chargers have all the talent, no coaching. The Raiders have great coaching and not much talent. So I'm going to take the Chiefs here to win this game, but a close one.
Stand up now and face the sun. Won't hide my tail or turn and run. It's time to do what must be done.
The best game of the week, you got the Buffalo Bills taking on the Philadelphia Eagles in the concrete jungle. Two hardcore fan bases that have great success the last couple of years, team success. This one's tough. Philadelphia has not been the same this season. I think everyone can agree on that. They're not as good as they were a year ago. They're both 9-1 at this time. But last year's Philadelphia team was dominating everybody in their path. This year's team, they're barely squeaking out wins against Washington and Kansas City and Miami and Dallas. I like Buffalo here. Buffalo, we'll see. Was that game against the Jets last week just because they played the Jets, or having to get rid of Ken Dorsey, bringing in Joe Brady, who in my opinion is extremely underrated. He was the OC at LSU with Joe Burrow, went to Carolina when they had Matt Rule, one of the worst NFL head coaches in the last 5 years, and then got going to Buffalo. He's been like a quarterbacks coach, offensive analyst, and now last week he showed up. The Jets' defense is pretty good, top 10, and they torched him, 32 points. And their defense is playing really, really well. They can get after the quarterback. And the Eagles, I'm worried about their defense. If they cannot get to the quarterback, their coverage guys are not that good. I like Buffalo to win here. Sunday Night Football, you got the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers are a complete mess right now. They always lose these close games. The Ravens lost Mark Andrews for the season. I like this game to be really, really close. The Ravens to win on a game-winning field goal from Justin Tucker. And to end this great week, we have got the Chicago Bears taking on the Minnesota Vikings on Monday Night Football. Justin Jefferson might come back. The Bears are playing pretty decently. Had a 13-point lead on Detroit with 3 minutes to go on the road and choked. And Minnesota barely lost to the Denver Broncos. So, yeah, this is tough. The Bears, Eberflus is going to get out coached by Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores, in my opinion. And Justin Fields has been really good, but his worst games since that Chiefs game have been against the Vikings. He had a horrible game before that, dislocating that thumb. And I feel like Brian Flores is going to make Justin Fields' life a living hell on Monday night, and I'm going to take the Vikings. That's going to do it for week number 12. We got a lot of great games coming up here. Playoffs right around the corner. The In the Hunt graphics, you're already seeing them on Twitter, already seeing them on those pregame shows, already seeing them during the games, In the Hunt, all of that kind of stuff. Division winners, 1 seed. It's that time of the year. The holidays as well. Holiday on Thursday. Be safe, everyone. Have a great holiday.